Hey, everybody. It's Greg. It's another edition of Unbreakable podcast. Can you hear that? It's Monday, August the 11th. Listen, glory days. Bruce Springsteen, the boss. Whoosh. Make it look like a football. Now, the reason I'm playing this is in honor of the Phillies. This is, in many ways, this is their glory days. I mean, they're playing great ball. 19 games over 500, 5.5 games over the New York Mets in National League East. See back over the games. They're going to be getting Aaron Nola back soon. I've read that they're considering using a 6-man rotation. I think it's a good idea. It keeps some of these pitchers fresh, you know. I mean, I think Ranger could use a rest. So could Zach Wheeler. Alec Bones should be back soon. So you're going to get a little boost. Yeah, I really never had any doubt they would take the division. I mean, it's not over yet. It's not over until it's over, as Yogi Berra said. But yeah, I feel good about the Phillies because of the pitching. You know, the Mets were going to take this division. Come on, come on. The Mets just don't have the pitching. That's what it comes down to, especially after everybody. After the Phillies got Duran, the closer, that sealed the deal. Now you can go to the ninth inning and feel really good about the hand closing the door, and that's got to make all the players feel good, especially the pitchers. You know, they give you a good 6, 7 innings, then you got your middle guys and your setup guys, and feel pretty good about going to the ninth inning and not blowing it. You know, Glory games, everybody. So I think the Phillies are in good shape. Now, how far will they go in the playoffs? We'll see. Right now, they've got the second best record in the National League, which is good enough to get them a first round bye right now, which is what you want. You want home field advantage, but you also want a first round bye. Now, people are saying in the past, I don't want the first round bye. Yeah, you lose your momentum, blah, blah, blah. blah. No, I want the first round bye because to me, you rest up. You take that time, those few days to rest up, heal your injured players. I never bought that thing about momentum. If you're good enough, you're going to win. Because when you come off of that first round bye, you're going to have home field advantage. If you can't win best out of 5 in your home park, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs, right? That's the way I feel about it. Bring it home. Bring it home. Yeah, now that Springsteen is off tour, I wonder if he's hanging around the shoe. You know, is he on the boardwalk? Anybody seen him on the boardwalk walking around it down there? It's a beautiful time to be down, sure. Tell you. It's like 90 degrees here in Pennsylvania today. Starting to get a little warmer. It's going to start getting a little more humid and muggy as the week goes on. But down the shore, it's got warm near the ocean. So if anybody sees Springsteen, tell him I said hello. Anyway, I wanted to play that for the Phillies because they've been playing such good ball lately. And baseball, you know, there's some good division, how should I say, you know, pennant races. I think there's going to be some good division pennant races this year. I mean, think about it. Look at Seattle. They're already like, what, half a game behind Houston? Oh, I hope they catch Houston. I can't stand Houston. Those cheaters. But you know, Seattle went out and improved their team, and they already had a pretty good team. And I think Seattle's going to catch them. And the reason I think it, again, pitching. And don't forget last year, Seattle had a 10-game lead in American League West at one time, and they blew it. They blew it. So I think it's Seattle's turn to turn the tables and catch Houston. And I think the Mariners, who come into the bank in 2 weeks, play the Phillies. I'll be down there for one of those games. I think the Mariners are going to take that. What else? Oh, American League East. The Blue Jays. Well, how about those Blue Jays, huh? They are playing good ball. They're slacking off a little, but still have like a 3-game lead over Boston. You know, the Yankees have just, would it be something if both New York baseball teams did not make the playoffs? I mean, the Mets, not only are they in second place in the division, they're already like a half game or so. What, game and a half? Not much. In the playoffs. They've got the last seed in the playoffs. And the Yankees are hanging on for dear life to be in the playoffs too. So that would be something. But the Blue Jays are hanging in there. Actually, my pick to win American League East is Boston. I think they have the pitching. I think they have the hitting. And will they catch Toronto? I think they will. But you know what? Toronto is showing us something this year. The Blue Jays, they've always had the talent. Now they've got Bichette, Guerrero. They've always had the talent. It's just putting it together. But let's see if it's the Blue Jays year. The other races, I think, are pretty much over. I mean, look at the Brewers. 9 in a row they've won. They're just sailing right behind everybody in National League Central. They're just blowing away the Cubs. The Reds, who I thought were going to be better, they've really tanked. Phillies go into Cincinnati. Starting tonight, I play the Reds 3 games. Certainly a winnable series for the Phillies. But you got to give it to Milwaukee. They've got a good little team. The best record in baseball. Can you believe it? Milwaukee. Ugh. And, well, American League Central, even though the Tigers are slacking off, I still think they're going to hang on and take that division. And then National League West, Dodgers are still up 3 games on Padres. Padres have done a lot to improve their team at the trade deadline. Will they catch the Dodgers? Maybe not, but the Padres should be in the playoffs, and they're going to be a tough out. Whoever gets to play the Padres in the playoffs, they're going to be tough to knock out. I just think they're going for it this year. They traded a lot of their top prospects away, and they're going for it this year. So look out. It's really going to be a hell of a race, I think, once we get to the baseball players this year. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think really there's not one dominant team like that's going to run away and win like 110 games. I just think anybody can get into the World Series this year. Phillies, Dodgers, Brewers, and who knows the American League. That's really. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Eagles practice, I heard, was a lot of fun. 60,000 people down there. The only down note was Landon Dickerson getting hurt toward the end of the practice. Hurt his leg. I haven't heard anything. Hopefully, it's just something that'll keep him out a little bit. You hate for a season-ending injury to happen, you know? That's the thing. Last year, on the Eagles' run, they were without any major injuries. I mean, and the Kobe Dean go down, you know, but the main core, especially the offense, they pretty much stayed intact. So, I mean, you know, it's all luck. I mean, the thing is, any championship team will tell you, in any sport, you have to be lucky with injuries. Uh, if you have a year where you're blessed with not that many injuries, especially major injuries, you can make a run, but you gotta be lucky. So let's just hope, dear God, baby Jesus, please tell me that Andy Dickerson is okay. I mean, let's face it, if he's out for the season, life will go on, the season will go on, but it's a big loss. I mean, he's an all-pro guard. And without Andy Dickerson on that line, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Saquon Barkley, it's gonna hurt. So let's hope for the best. What else is happening? Over the weekend, we went to see a Carpenters. Stay with me now. Don't leave me. A Carpenters tribute band. And actually, they were good. They were really good. Trust me, they were good. I'm not really into Carpenters music, but Holly loves them, and they're okay. They're okay. But so we went down to see them at the American Music Theater, and they were good. The lady, and it's not like she was like walking on stage and like, I'm Karen Carpenter, like really pretending to be Karen Carpenter. No. This lady came on and she kind of looked like Karen Carpenter. She sounded like her, but she didn't claim to be her, okay? But they had a nice band behind her, backup singers. It was really a very, very well put together presentation. They're called Top of the World, a tribute to the Carpenters. They're very, very good. I saw their tour schedule to go all around the country. In fact, yesterday, Saturday they played in Lancaster, and then Sunday they played 2 shows at one of our other favorite haunts to go, Sellersville. So to have 2 shows, they must be good. They must sell out. They sell out. In fact, they sold out Lancaster. And Lancaster was like 6,000 seats or something. It's a pretty big venue. Maybe not that big. So, the show was really good. They did all the top hits of the Carpenters, Close to You, Devoted Just to God, If I Were a Carpenter and You Were a Mate. No, I'll just kidding. But you know what I'm saying. And it was really good. I would see it again. I would see them again in the county. So but so it was a nice thing. It's Saturday night. It's beautiful. So it was worth the trip down, and we had a good time. That's all I could ask for, right? So I guess that's about it then. Nothing really else is going on, No big birthdays today. I was thinking of, we do like a remember when. I come on and we talk about 3 of my favorite decades of the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, right? Well, let's talk right about the 70s. Let's talk about the Carpenters, since we're talking about them anyway. They were very popular back in the 70s, They, what you call soft rock? Not even soft rock. Soft. I don't know. But they had a lot of good music. And it's a shame how she passed away, Karen Carpenter. And but he's still living. Richard Carpenter, he's like 78. You don't hear much from him, I think he kind of keeps to himself. But oh my God, talk about money. Because he wrote a too, So but back in the 70s, think about the music in the 70s, okay? What a diverse decade. Early in the 70s, you had your singer-songwriters. You had your John Denver. You had your James Taylor. You had your Jim Croce, right? Uh, you had your Gordon Lightfoot. Singer-songwriters were like the big thing in the early 70s. And then you came, of course, you always had your classic rock on the FM stations, you know? You'd always have your Deep Purple, you know, your Led Zeppelin, things like that. Uh, yeah, yeah. And then middle 70s, disco, right? Disco started taking over the Bee Gees, and then you had Donna Summer and all that, you know. And then toward the later part of the decade, and we started getting back more to rock, pop again. And that's when power pop started coming to be. And then you had the early 80s, you had synthesizers, you know, that kind of music started before guys like Prince came on board, like with Jackson, you know, they started coming on like in the early 80s. So the 70s musically, a very diverse decade, right? It, it was a little bit of everything for you, you know? If you did like one type of music, wait about a year, and then it would shift over to something else, you know? So, but it was a fun, just like the 70s themselves. It was a wacky kind of decade. You know, I just discovered something last night. I never knew it existed. You know me, if you watch me all the time, I'm a big Beatles fan. And I never knew that Ringo Starr had a TV special in 1978. It was called Ringo. I think it was just called Ringo. But it was like a weird premise. Like Ringo was another alias, disguised himself as the real Ringo, supposedly based on the Mark Twain story, The Prince and the Pauper. And he had all kinds of weird co-stars. Um, really bizarre. Like Carrie Fisher, you know, because in 78, that was the time when Star Wars, the first Star Wars was out. And so it was Star Wars baiting. You know, you think people love Star Wars now, you should have been living back then in 77, 78. People were crazy for Star Wars. And so Carrie Fisher was on with Ringo, and she had one little skit comedy. It was like comedy, and it was really weird. Comedy skits, and then Ringo would play the drums and sing some songs, and then you'd have a comedy. And anyway, in one skit, Carrie Fisher played Ringo's girlfriend, and Ringo sang, "You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mom." Well, his old hit song. Yeah, not nowadays. You're 16. You know, what can I say? But anyway, but that's how it was. It was sort of a weird thing. My friend John Ritter was on the show, who I know in real life was a huge Beatles fan. He must have been, he must have been really delighted to be on that show. George Harrison did a skit, the real George Harrison, not a fake one. Art Carney, Ed Norton, Jackie Gleason's sidekick. Art Carney was on the show, was on that special. And just like a smorgasbord, like a hodgepodge of the things thrown together, you know, and you throw it together, you mix it up, you stir it up, and you have Ringo stew. What a weird special. But anyway, now I never knew it existed. Maybe I probably watched it back in '78, but I quickly forgot about it. Maybe it was that awful. Well, but anyway, I discovered that last night. I'm like, whoa, Ringo has TV special? Really? If anybody's out there who's a Beatles fan, yeah, Google it, go to YouTube, do whatever, and look for Ringo 1978. You may be sorry you did, but it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. What else? The 60s. You know, when I was growing up, I don't know why I was starting to think of this. Oh, I know. We have a store near us. It's called the Dutch Country Store. And it's great. It's got everything is made by the Dutch people. Amish, whatever. And they make pies, they write ice cream, and it's such a great store. In fact, I said to Holly, you know, when I die, if I'm not buried, I will be cremated and sprinkle my ashes. I don't think they're going to let you sprinkle my ashes in the store. That might not be sanitary. But around the parking lot, I'll make my way into the stores. But it's a great store. And one of the things they have, along the pies, moving cookies. When you go in the store to the right, they have racks and racks, shelves of coconut candy, all-time candy. It's like dying and going back to my child. Do you remember green leaves and orange leaves? Remember them? Oh, I loved them. They would get stuck in your teeth and stuff. I loved it. Bazooka bubble gum. Remember Bazooka bubble gum? It had the little comic in it. You know, Bazooka Joe. His name is. You read the little comic. It had like 2 panels. And the bubble gum was good. I like bubble. And Mary Jane's. I like Mary Jane's, but you know, they'll talk about getting stuck in your teeth. Don't eat a Mary Jane if you have braces. You never. And you go to an orthodontist, not that this happened to me, and get your braces off to take the freaking Mary Janes. What else? We used to call it, when I was a kid, we used to call it penny candy. Penny candy. Nowadays, I don't know, the pennies are like going out of style, right? They're phasing them out. So now you'd have to call it quarter candy. We'd get a whole bag, paper bag, of we get a whole paper bag of penny candy. We had a little mom and pop store around the corner where I grew up. It was called Ann's and Harry's. Ann's and Harry's. In back of where we used to live was a garage. You go through the garage, take a shortcut, so you don't have to walk all the way around the block, God forbid. You take a shortcut through the garage, and right there on Fifth Avenue, we lived on Fourth Avenue, was Ann's and Harry's. When you go to Ann's and Harry's, you can get like a Coca-Cola from like a real Coke bottles with real Coke glasses, you know, with straws. You could get like a root beer float. Well, and get my baseball cards, packs of baseball cards, and you could get the penny candy. Yeah, they have in these glass containers and stuff. You know, you could point at something. Yes, I want the orange, give it to orange. And they give you a whole book. Licorice, red and black. I wasn't a big licorice. Yes, I was a big licorice. Not really. It was okay. But you know, that's the kind of candy I got when I was a kid. Oh, penny candy. Now go to if there is any mom and pop store still around and ask for penny candy. Yeah, they get the hell out of here. You need your head examined. Penny candy. You know. That's what it was when I was a kid. Penny candy. Anyway, I was thinking about that the other day. because we went to the Dutch store and they have it. They have the penny can. Of course, it costs more than just a penny nowadays, but they have all that there, and it brings back so many stuff. Like I said, when I die, I hate to bring it up. Okay, 30, 40 years from now, when I die, uh, cremate me, sprinkle my ashes around the store, okay? Anyway, so that's my 60s talk. We talked 70s. What can we talk 80s? Oh, I know what. I'm still on X, even though I don't really like it anymore because all it is some robots, and bad people on there. But I stay on there for different reasons. So my book's coming out soon, November 7th, Stronger Than Mode. And yeah, it's good to be on here to promote stuff, And I do have some friends on it. They're good people. They're good friends. But one person that I'm in touch with who actually responds to my tweets, and I would say friends, but is the great and the beautiful Morgan Fairchild. You remember Morgan Fairchild? Oh my God, what a beautiful lady. She still is. Glamorous. She used to be on this show, Dallas. Remember Dallas? Who shot JR? And they'd have all these other guys with the cowboy hats. And they'd all be all kinds of 80s. That was the 80s. That's why I brought it up. 80s soap operas at night. You'd have Falcon Crest, you'd have Dynasty. There were a bunch of them. The networks. You get one popular thing, then all of a sudden you get all these copycat things, right? Falcon Crest, Knots Landing. Yeah, Knots Landing. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So Dallas. And why I thought of that was Morgan Fairchild had a Dallas reunion this weekend with some of her co-stars who were still alive. Of course, they were dead Dallas. Still alive. And yeah, most of them look pretty good. They look pretty good. I would say, we're talking about Dallas, which is like 40 years ago, right? So most of those actors and actresses have been in their 20s or 30s. So I would say now they're probably in their 60s or 70s. So they still look pretty good, like me. Yeah. So she was there, and Morgan Fairchild still looks good. Still with those stunning eyes. You whippersnappers out there who don't know who Morgan Fairchild is, look her up. And you'll see, beautiful lady. Blonde, stunning blue eyes, stunning. She was there. The guy who played, I don't know what his name is, Dallas, Bobby Joe, Bobby Dan, JR, Bobby, whatever. What the heck? Patrick Duffy is still alive. He was at this reunion. Joan Van Ark was there. Am I throwing out some names that you remember now? Larry Hagman, I think, is deceased. He's not there. Okay. What else was there? There are a couple other people who were at this reunion. But anyway, it's like a big, nice party there. And I commented to Morgan Fairchild and said, well, you guys still look great. And I wasn't lying. I said, you still look great. Just, tell everybody I said hello, like she really did. And, you guys still look great. What can I say? And so she gave me a like, and that was nice. So Morgan Fairchild, huh? Well, I'll tell you, what a pain. Anyway, Am I friends with any other famous people on there? Not really. Not really. Uh, the girl who played Marcia Brady on Brady Bunch, Reed McCormick, uh, we tweet. Yeah. Who else tweets with me these days? Um, I got an actual like from Mick Jagger one time. Yeah, the Mick Jagger. How I knew it was, yeah, how they have these blue check marks on it, like supposedly saying yes, this is the real guy, the real lady, or whatever. And so Mick Jagger, I think I wished him a happy New Year someday. Right? I don't, he surprised the hell out of me. He liked it. I thought Mick Jagger, the Mick Jagger. And what else? I got a like one time from the Pope, not this Pope, the previous Pope, Pope Francis. Yeah, and it was his official Vatican name. I can't. So that was good. I stuck in there. It was just perfect time. It had to be from God. It was meant to be from God because I saw him post something and like within a minute, like a stalker. No, I went on there and I said to him, "Have a nice morning, Pope Francis," or some stupid thing. And he liked it. He liked it. You know, when you post something and all of a sudden 300,000 people like the Pope, he's got like millions and millions and millions of followers. But when you get in there, when he first says something and you slide in there and you mention something, you have a better chance to get a like out, right? Well, he did. He did. Pope Francis liked me. He liked me. I felt like Sally Field in that. Remember that Oscar thing? You like me. You really like me. Anyway, you know, a few times you mention something, and usually they just think, what the hell? But a few times, anyway, so all right, I guess that's about it, huh? More yakking and yakking and yakking. Well, I thought I'd come on and praise the Phillies because I really say, okay, I say it all the time. I really think the Phillies are going to the World Series and possibly win the World Series this year. And I'll tell you why before I move on. Phillies know that their window is closed. They know that either they're going to get it done or they're not going to get it done with this group. You know, Bryce Harper's getting older. Schwarber may not be here next year, God forbid. Nola's breaking down. Wheeler's breaking down. You know, JT Realmuto, will he be back next year? Maybe not. Um, this group that has been together for several years now, who we all have come to love and trust in, they may not be around together too much longer, you know? So I'm thinking if these boys want to get it done and win a world championship, they better do it this year. And what better year to do it? You win the division, you get home field advantage. If you get one of the top two seeds in the National League, you get a bye. And if you happen to overtake the Brewers, who are hotter than hell, and you get the top seed in the National League, you can cruise right through to the World Series as long as you win your home games, right? I'm just saying. So, yeah, I'm thinking the Phillies need to get it done this year. And they have a good shot because to me, they've got the best pitching. I mean, hopefully Zach Wheeler. You know what? I wouldn't be opposed to the Phillies putting Zach Wheeler on the IL for 10 days, 2 weeks, and give him a little rest, whether he needs it or not. maybe he's like just wearing kind of sore, you know? It's been a long season. Put him, you got the division wrapped up, put him on the IL for a couple weeks, and then put Ranger on for a couple weeks, right? Get these boys fresh. That way, when the playoffs do come around, they are fresh. If the Phillies have any brains, which I think they do, they don't need me telling them to do, they should do it. Give these pitchers some rest. But you know, I think the Phillies have the best pitching out there. And to me, hey, I'll take my chances. 5-game series, 7-game series. You go in there, you're playing the Dodgers. Okay, Dodgers aren't you know, you know, do you know? I don't need to point at me. But do you know that the Dodgers win-loss over/under was 103 when the season started? 103. Now, that's a lot of wins, you know, for anybody. I don't care if you're the 1927 Yankees. 103 games to win in a season is a lot of games. I said, there's no way. The Dodgers, you know, I don't care how great of a team they have. You're going to have injuries. You're going to have slumps. You know, things like that are going to happen. So I said, no, the Dodgers 2 games. And it looks like they're not 14. So I would take my chances going into a series against the Dodgers with the Phillies pitching staff. I'm happy to. So, and with the American League being so wide open, Phillies get to the World Series, they have a hell of a chance to win the World Series. Yes. Yes. Wouldn't that be something if the Phillies won the World Series? Stay with me here. Phillies win the World Series, and the Eagles defend their Super Bowl championship, and they win the Super Bowl too, all in the same year. Phillies, Eagles. Huh? Huh? Nobody could laugh at Philadelphia after that, I'll tell you that. And I really think there's a good chance for it to happen because as much as as much as people say about the Eagles, oh, they're not going to do anything. Oh, the Cowboys, blah, 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 Cowboys. No. As much as, yes, the schedule's harder. Yes, everybody's going to be gunning for the Eagles. Yes, 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 yes. The Eagles still have a hell of a team. And hey, you get to the playoffs, anything can happen, right? Who knows how that football's going to be? So I think there's a good chance. Eagles, Phillies, championships. Why not? Sixers, take the under if you're playing the Sixers. The under. I think their line is, 42 or 41 or something, which is about 500. Take the under, friends. Sixers stink. That's all I have to say. All right. I've been on to you. Oh, well, thank you, everybody, for watching, tuning in. Don't forget, between you and I, number one, the Eagles are the Super Bowl champions this year. This is for all those Dallas fans who suck. Okay? Just to give you a little reminder, until opening, the opening game is less than a month away. Eagles kicking the Cowboys' butts on national TV as we raise the championship band. There you go. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to say, don't forget, as much as I love summertime, a lot of good stuff coming up on the horizon, including the release of my new book, Stronger Than Vogue, on November the 7th. So kind of jot that down in your memory or on the calendar or something, okay? Because it's really good. Okay, that's enough of this. So everybody have a great day and a great week. Who knows what I'll show up again? When there's something to talk about. Okay. But Thanks for listening. All my friends down at the University of Pennsylvania who listen, doctors, counselors, everybody down there. Peace and love to you. And everybody, no matter where you are, Ireland, Canada, Australia, Jersey, Jersey, Jersey. Peace and love to you too. And I'll be seeing you soon, okay? Everybody take care and talk to you later. Bye. No dogs today? Wait, yeah, I have 2 dogs in this house. Nary a dog today. I'm by myself. Dogs? They don't want to call me. It's not like when Bud was in. Bud would be right here begging for food. And I'd get him on the show all the time. He'd be laying there. See those toys over there? Guacamole and Luigi. He'd be laying over there, maybe a little closer. And he'd be just snoring, farting. Great farting, that was. Great farting. Have to wear an oxygen mask every week during the show. And I'd throw about some snacks there, toss it out, and he'd be in heaven, which he is then. Anyway, God bless you, Bob. Rest in peace. We will soon. Okay, talk to you soon.